Like a warhammer swung to Ronnie James Dio, I am your holy diver, Anderwood. Now, I'm going to be talking about something a lot of game masters do that is not good. NPCs know everything. Bad. Don't get in that mindset. Don't divorce the thought, the process, and have the NPCs show through their talking. They don't know everything. Like have them bring up what the PCs did. Like, oh yeah, back there we saw. There was just remnants of this horrible. They don't know what trolls are, but they're describing all the remnants, and you're bringing it back, right? Bring it back, Jack. You understand, baby? When you bring it back. A lot of times people have this sort of linear idea in D&D, in Pathfinder, in a lot of games. And they go, oh, well, this happened, now this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. We have our plot, and it's still running, and we can reference back to the plot, but the actual little things you did in there, the random encounters, don't matter at all. You hit it, you did it, you're never going to get back with it. But the one night stand of violence can bring back in many ways its children of pain upon you, and your actions can come back in so many different ways. You can bring those back. The counter trolls, you have people talking about it, or maybe this young kid happened to just oversee what the PCs are doing, and now they're trying to trap some squirrels or something. Oh, he's all horrified and traumatized. Oh, you are the slayer of the big hard thing with the hair on his head. And they're like, oh, what are you talking about? Oh, yes, and then boom, you start triggering it. They're like, oh yeah, we are pretty badass. And when you put them over, you give them that carte blanche, you give them something like that, dude. That's better than a stack of gold coins. Slap a stack of gold coins in the ground and throw it in the ocean. I don't care about some gold coins. Give me some cool stuff, and that's cool. He comes in, he's like all amazed, because let's face it, these guys have one hit point and disease. They might be lucky to get a chicken's foot in their gruel. They don't have anybody to look up to. They don't have anything. And when they see those sort of things, they're gonna be transfixed by them. They're gonna be entertained and interested, and the stories can be spun. And a thing that can even be badass to the players. Check this one out. You have they have their campfires when the travelers come by. They sit down and and one of them starts getting deep in his cups and starts fucking with them. He's like, well, yeah, I see you have that big battle axe, and I bet you think you're tough. But I heard tale of 3 towns over of these people that did this, and they would beat your ass. You might put it a little better than just beat your ass, but you might not. And it might still be awesome. So when they think about it, shit, that's us. He's saying we are more badass than we are. You can't get offended by that. That's a win. Oh, yeah, they just probably will beat our bitch asses. Although we're a level higher now, but whatever. Either way, it's going to work out well in the end. So, that's interesting. You could bring back the exploits, the deeds, the tales. Tell those tales, bring those stories, spin them right. And when you do, and when you make even those small things, you give them some gratification. Don't do it all the time. Don't do it for everyone. More or less is more. Bring it at some time. It's something that might not even have struck them as their badass victory, Clearing out of mind the kobolds. They might come back 3 months later of real time, and they're like, oh, we were in this village before, weren't we? And they look at it, oh yeah, there's a mine over there, yeah, we first level, some kobolds, whatever. And the miners guild all comes up to them, and they're like, oh no, you will stay here, we will do this for you, and they're practically giving them the damn key to the city. Perhaps they even want to be their mayor. They want one of them to be their constable. They want to employ them. They want to give them some honors from their land. They're like, man, we've flourished now. We can get all these great things out of the mine because you went down there and brutally slaughtered the kobolds whose home the mine actually was, and we was interloping. But we're humans, we're a player's handbook, approved races, and kobolds are only sorcerers, and sorcerers deserve death. So, two-handed sword battle axe later, kobolds dead, mine cleared. Miners down in the mine, taking everything, stripping it out, and they have things now. They're fucking mining without reprimand from kobolds. So they got emeralds or diamonds or lead or whatever the fuck they're mining, and they have a means of wealth, an interest, an aspect, an occupation, and bring it to those players and build it up, engage them. You make their actions mean something. Don't throw away encounter. Keep them and ruminate upon them. Let them swirl and twirl around in your nebulous nugget. And when your nugget regurgitates it back at your mind, idea. You're like, oh, and the idea just comes screaming out of your throat. And it brings more to the game when those actions come back. Bringing it back, bringing it back, bringing it back, bringing it back. Telling a story. Making things mean something. The players, all of a sudden, man, they're paying attention. They're bringing notes there. Oh, yeah, well, his name was, oh, got that, yeah. And you can reference back to it. You can bring it up and say, oh, well, that's important. And the fact that their ideas actually find purchase. And a lot of times, we don't do this. But sometimes they do, man. And when they do, man, you're getting it going, man. I can start hearing it. Yeah. Yeah, I can get with that. You just play some Iron Maiden. I mean, what's going on, baby? We're about to just roll like a trooper in this bitch and can make the action more interesting because you're bringing it back to memory. And now the players are role playing about it because we did that. Yeah, we beat the Troll King. We picked him up and right into a pit of lava. Because why the hell not? I mean, why not be? If we're going to talk opulence, let's talk about gorilla press slamming the Troll King with his crown still in his hand. Take that shit off. Press slam him with it. Right into the lava he goes, and just give him a Lex Luger most muscular pose. What's good with you? Getting dissolved by lava. Bitch-ass Troll King. So, bring it back. What did they do? Make it mean something. Not every time, but sometimes. And not necessarily the things they're going to expect. Again, who the hell expects to get something 3 months later on that Cobalt encounter? But if you do, people have to show some gratitude. The gratitude of people can mean a lot to them. Man, I tell you, man, when you start running peasants is all like ungrateful, but get the fuck out of our town. I don't care about you. No, you did that for us. Boy, you were just pushing the PCs way away. Definitely from my PCs. If you run a game with my players, do not do that. Hey, there's gonna be some vengeance against them town folk. You understand? There's gonna be gruel left. They are not gonna appreciate that. They're gonna want that gratitude. When they throw a festival, they're like, the heroes have returned. We must gut a fatted calf and roast a swine for you and present our best offerings to you. Here, we've actually made, maybe they made some, maybe the blacksmith, here, we'll take this girl. I mean, it's just like a girl, it's a belt, it ain't magical, but it's like it's a baller looking belt. Who doesn't want a cool belt? I mean, I do. I'm thinking about 18 belts, and I guarantee you give a detailed description, something cool and memorable, every player in my game will be like, oh yes. And, I want that. Like I had a deal where the characters got jacked and everything got taken from them. They got a slave for 3 years. They were enslaved for 3 years under my control of Neogi, and everything was gone. They were buckety-ass naked and filthy. And the only things they were able to get were the things that they got. And they got on the Neogi, and they put boots on. I mean, because I want to give them back. Like, they were able to counter one Neogi, and Neogi's like, we were all just slaves. We don't want to... coming a bit. I was control like you. Let's all be together now. And they're just all trying to like scuttle on the wall. And they're like, oh yeah. So they're getting up to it. They're just like, all right. So it's like going like they're doing they just waffle it and they just beat the fuck out of it. They put it down. They throw in a boot party proper. It's like a squashed cockroach against the sidewalk. So I mean they're able to take the few things they have like a crossbow and one even like the right size for them, but a couple of things and they're like, okay, so we got something, but we start running around naked. And the only thing one of my players is mad. He's like, I don't care about the +2 axe I lost. But damn, and that belt, I can't get that belt back. Because he had this belt that he got, and it was a regular belt. It was like red leather. It was all nice, had like some studs in it. And that was like his deal. I was like, that belt. Man, I can't get that belt back. And I was like, it's gone, man. There ain't nobody keeping no treasure around for 3 years. No, your stuff is gone. Long gone. And just it meant something. It had resonance. It was like, it had this description. It had a little backstory to it, and it meant something. So, when you can do that, when you can have them bring that offering to the players, look at them, treat them like they are rock stars, because those players are amazing to them. These are just crazy awesome to them. And the players, man, they're going to start coming back to them like, yeah, we like people that like us. This is awesome. So, put them over. Put them over. That is reward, that is treasure, that is stuff the players are going to love way more than a fucking +5 log sword. I don't care about that. They might think they do. They might think, we need to get that treasure. Treasure comes in many forms, and respect, adulation, looking at people as idols, as heroes, with a worshipful personality, man. You will be hard-pressed to find players that won't get with people that are like, yeah, man, you guys are cool. And like little kids be like, yeah, I want to be like you. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's all right. And then, man, they'll start jockeying with each other like, yeah, be like me. And then maybe one of them has baller charisma, so I'm like, no, I'm going to be like him. He's awesome. He had 20 charisma. The rest of you. So that, that could be a real good thing to think about. Think about bringing it back. bring it back. Get the most you can out of every encounter. Use them, play them forward, use them in every way you can. And you're really going to engage and make those things that may have even been, if you roll random encounter or whatever, which I'm against, but if you do that, okay, you didn't plan then, but what about planning, using what you've done, right? You've done it, so you know it happened. You know they fought 3 trolls and 18 hobgoblins, so what do we do with that information? Let's use it and go forward with it and have it brought up again. But a long time down the line, maybe. Maybe the same session, but maybe not. And then they go back, oh, yeah, we are pretty badass. And that is its own form of service. That is something the players are going to enjoy and be able to engage in. So think about that, bringing it back.